Thank you, GOAT, because you are the GOAT of this era. Terence Bud Crawford.
The second half of the fight put an emphasis on the fact that Bud was in fact outboxing him in the first half of the fight. It is one of the biggest wins in boxing history. And now let Uncle Max gather around, children, and I will explain this. This is the situation, guys.
Terence Bud Crawford sent shockwaves through the boxing world when he moved up not one, but two weight divisions to take on the Mexican superstar, Saul Canelo Alvarez. What many thought was impossible became reality as Crawford outclassed Canelo over 12 intense rounds, earning a clear unanimous decision. With that victory, he didn't just win another title. He made history. Crawford became a 5-division world champion and the first boxer ever to become undisputed in 3 separate weight classes, a feat no one in the sport's long history had achieved. But the story didn't end with the final bell. What happened next made this moment even bigger. Ringside for Netflix, veteran boxing analyst Max Kellerman shared his unfiltered thoughts on what this fight truly meant. He didn't just praise Crawford. He redefined where this one places him in boxing history. In classic Max Kellerman style, he spoke boldly, comparing Crawford's career to that of the undefeated legend Floyd Mayweather. And in doing so, he questioned how Mayweather managed his legacy while suggesting that after this night, Terence Crawford might just have the stronger claim to being the greatest boxer of this generation.
Who do you think's better out of those two, Crawford or Mayweather?
I think Crawford is better, bigger. He's actually he moved in weight class, and I would say Crawford is a better fight all around fighter. Mayweather is really good too, though. You can knock him as well. He's very talented. It would have been a tough fight, but I think Crawford would have had the edge over Mayweather because of the long arms and because it's bigger. You know what I'm saying? And he would have kept him at bay. It would have been hard for Mayweather to counter, maybe. But Mayweather's definitely a technician. I mean, like Crawford said, Mayweather has his era, and Crawford, this is his era.
From the opening bell, Canelo Alvarez came in with a familiar game plan. He wanted to attack the body early, drain Crawford's energy, and then finish strong with those trademark counters. But Terence Bud Crawford had a completely different vision for how this night would go. He refused to be intimidated, refused to stand still, and refused to play Canelo's game. Crawford used his slick footwork, constant movement, and laser-sharp accuracy to frustrate Canelo, making the Mexican superstar chase shadows around the ring. The early rounds were close and tactical. Canelo landed a few heavy body shots that drew reactions from the crowd, while Crawford answered with crisp jabs and quick counters to the head. But as the fight moved into the middle rounds, something changed. Crawford found his rhythm. He began to read every move, slipping punches, sliding out of danger, and firing back with precise combinations that landed clean. As the fighters stood in the center of the ring, waiting for the official scorecards, the crowd buzzed with energy. Moments later, the announcer read the numbers: 116 to 112, 115 to 113, and 115 to 113. All 3 judges saw it the same way, a unanimous decision for Crawford. The reaction was explosive. Fans stood up, cheering, realizing they had just witnessed history being made right before their eyes.
They were saying that if he beats Canelo, it could put him as even the greatest of all time. What does that put him in the all-time list, man?
At least top 10.
At least
top 10.
top
10 or top 15, easily, There's guys that we may not know of or heard of, like Henry Armstrong. Simultaneously, he was 3 divisions carrying all 3 weight divisions at the same time.
Which performance was better? I don't like to compare them, but Crawford or Mayweather's over Canelo. Like it's just different.
It's just different styles, different looks. But the punching, the output that he was giving Canelo, definitely gave him the win.
And that's when Max Kellerman finally spoke, and his words instantly became the headline. Sitting ringside, watching history unfold in real time, Kellerman didn't just call an upset. He called a turning point in boxing history. His voice carried the weight of what everyone was feeling, that something massive had just shifted in the sport. Kellerman began by praising Crawford's hunger and fearlessness. He pointed out that while Crawford's resume might not be filled with as many famous names as some other legends, what truly sets him apart is his attitude. As Max put it, Crawford wanted it with everyone all the time. He wasn't ducking challenges or playing it safe. He was chasing greatness, wherever it was. And that makes a difference to how fans remember a fighter.
The second half of the fight put an emphasis on the fact that Bud was in fact outboxing him in the first half of the fight. It is one of the biggest wins in boxing history. And now let Uncle Max gather around, children, and I will explain this. This is the situation, guys. No one has ever been a 4-division champion in boxing. Not a real one. Oh, Pacquiao won 8 and Oscar De La Hoya won 11 and this one won 15. No, I'm talking about Ring Magazine champ or lineal champ. You are the champion of that division.
Get them all.
Forever, the record was 3 by Henry Armstrong. Manny Pacquiao was the first dude to really win 4. Floyd gets credit for 4 for beating Canelo, but that wasn't at the junior middleweight limit. I don't count that. I don't count that. Terence Crawford just joined Manny Pacquiao as the only legit 4-division champion in the history of boxing. And he did it.
For Max Kellerman, this debate isn't just about stats, belts, or records. It's about intent. What drives a fighter? What kind of risks are they willing to take in pursuit of greatness? That's where, in his eyes, Bud Crawford separates himself from the pack. Bud never ducked an opponent. He never stalled a fight. He never waited for the perfect time or the perfect deal. Whenever there was a challenge, he took it. Anywhere, anytime, against anyone. That hunger, that fearless mindset, is what Kellerman believes defines a true champion.
I saw you before the fight, the Crawford-Canelo fight, and you had a Cavs hat on. This time you've got a GOAT hat on. Is that how you're feeling? I know it says Muhammad Ali, but is that how you're feeling about Bud's performance, about his whole career?
Yeah, I'm definitely feeling that way, man. GOAT. Greatest of all time, man. You got to give it to him. You got to give it to him. You got to give it to his coaches, not just me, Saul Red, Bernie, Chet, nutritionists. You know, everybody played a part.
Canelo said he's way better than Mayweather. What do you think to that?
Who, Terence?
Yeah.
Oh, of course. Of course. Of course he is.
Now, when you stack Crawford's journey next to Mayweather's, the contrast becomes even clearer. Crawford's resume might not have as many legendary names on paper, but what makes it special is the timing. And that's everything in boxing. He didn't wait for Errol Spence Jr. to slow down or lose momentum. He faced him at his absolute peak and dominated every round. And when it came to Canelo Alvarez, Crawford didn't call him out at catch weight or wait for a decline. He moved up to 168 pounds, Canelo's strongest division, and beat him convincingly. That's what separates him. He didn't chase easy opportunities. He chased challenges.
This is the situation, guys. No one has ever been a 4-division champion in boxing. Not a real one. Oh, Pacquiao won 8 and Oscar De La Hoya won 11 and this one won 15. No, I'm talking about Ring Magazine champ or lineal champ. You are the champion of that division.
Get them all.
Forever, the record was 3 by Henry Armstrong. Manny Pacquiao was the first dude to really win 4. Floyd gets credit for 4 for beating Canelo, but that wasn't at the junior middleweight limit. I don't count that. I don't count that. Terence Crawford just joined Manny Pacquiao as the only legit 4-division champion in the history of boxing. And he did it by jumping middle. He came lightweight, junior welter. Then he won a belt at junior middle, not the whole championship. And then skipped middle to fight Canelo Alvarez for the undisputed, for the Ring Magazine super middleweight championship of the world, and left no doubts, including with Canelo, who was all class after the fight but knew what had just happened.
Crawford didn't just win. He conquered every challenge in front of him with precision, composure, and brilliance. Moving up 2 weight classes to face Canelo Alvarez wasn't supposed to be possible, but Crawford made it look like just another night at the office. He didn't rely on power or size. He relied on skill, intelligence, and heart.
How are you feeling to be Chris Eubank's trainer, first of all?
It feels good, man. You know what I'm saying? I've been this training before, so
Yeah, it's good.
it's a no-brainer.
Of course. Congratulations on the win. What's your first reactions to Crawford's victory? One of the greats of this era, right?
Oh, definitely that. You know that.
What do you want to see him do now?
What I want to do now?
What do you want to see Crawford do next?
Do what he at this point now in his career where he could do whatever he wanted to do.
Who would you like to see him fight? Any names? Is there any names in particular you'd like to see?
It doesn't matter.
What about Canelo? Would you like to see him retire?
I don't. Canelo's not my responsibility.
Okay.
Crawford didn't just unify the welterweight division, he owned it. He didn't just beat Errol Spence Jr., he dismantled him in a way no one thought possible. And now he's done the unthinkable again, moving up 2 full weight classes to outbox Canelo Alvarez, the biggest global star in boxing and a man many believe was untouchable at 168 pounds.
I thought Terence fought a virtuoso fight. Terence never let Canelo get into a rhythm. Terence never allowed Canelo to get anything going, and I didn't think he could do it for 12 rounds. I thought that the first 3 or 4 rounds were going to be difficult for Canelo for that reason, but Terence was able to do it for 12 rounds, and in the later part of the fight, he kind of pushed the fight more than I think people expected, which is the mark of a superstar, man.
Canelo couldn't really keep up with him. He was too fast. His feet, footwork was too good.
Do you think the scores was right on, or do you think maybe it was a little more towards Bud?
What was the scorecards?
115, 113, 116, 112.
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah?
I feel like Bud damn near basically won every round, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's about right. You can say that.
Now, with this accomplishment, Keyshawn, is he on the Mount Rushmore of
Hell
boxers?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah?
3-time undisputed. He just beat Canelo.
Yeah.
The face of boxing. So now you can say Bud is the face of boxing.
Greatest of all time, or?
Greatest of all time.
Yeah.
I don't feel like it can never be one great, but he definitely one of the greatest of all time, for sure.
Just think about that for a second. Crawford went into the ring giving up everything that usually decides a fight: weight, size, reach, and raw strength. On paper, he wasn't supposed to win. Canelo was the bigger man, the stronger puncher, the naturally heavier fighter who had dominated everyone at 168. But none of that mattered. Crawford's ring IQ, his timing, and his ability to adjust mid-fight were the great equalizers.
Who's the best boxer, in your opinion, right now?
European.
No, world. Best fighter
World.
in the world, yeah.
I think it's Terence Crawford.
Many believe it's you. Many believe you're the best fighter.
No, I'm not the best fighter of the world. It's Terence Crawford.
Terence Crawford, #1, yeah?
Yeah.
For years, the pound-for-pound debates have been all over the place. Fans argued, analysts clashed. Some said Canelo deserved the top spot for his dominance across multiple divisions. Others pushed for Nalia Inoue because of his knockout power and precision. And some even made a case for Alexander Usyk for conquering both cruiserweight and heavyweight. But after this, there's no confusion left. It's Terence Bud Crawford, without question.
God, it makes me horny.
Yeah, baby.
To tell you I told you so.
I told you.
I predicted the Canelo Crawford fight like a goddamn fortune teller.
You're the Oracle?
Canelo's feet were cemented on the canvas as he was hitting air. What the was that? Props to Crawford.
Thank you.
He came up 3 weight classes and fought a beautiful fight.
Good job.
What a great performance.
Did you get what you was looking for?
Like taking candy from a baby.
My candy!
He just played with Canelo, made him look silly. And before you start with your about Canelo being old, just know that Crawford is older.
I'm too old.
That's not an excuse here. Look, I promoted Canelo's entire career.
Put some respect on it.
And it was a huge fluff.
How do you like them apples?
The only real fighters he's faced were Mayweather, Bivol, and Crawford, and they all toyed with him.
After the fight, Crawford spoke with honesty and reflection. "I've got to sit down with my team," he said. Retirement is on the table. And really, who could blame him? If he decided to hang up the gloves today, he'd walk away undefeated, undisputed in 3 divisions, and with back-to-back victories over Errol Spence Jr. and Canelo Alvarez, 2 of the biggest names in boxing. That resume alone already places him among the all-time greats.
Why were you so emotional afterward? Is it that you just realized everything that you achieved, the moment just hit you then?
Yeah, for sure. Like, it's just, you know, the history, you know, behind the sport is just everything that, you know, I trained for my whole life. It all was, you know, coming out that one night. That was all paying off. You know, you have a lot of people that, you know, adopted this narrative that Terence Crawford can't sell, Terence Crawford is not marketable, you know, and they push the narrative to the public, and that's all people write about. Oh, Terence Crawford can't do this, Terence Crawford can't do that. But anyone in Terence Crawford fights, you see a sold out crowd, you know, but they wasn't talking about that. They was talking about how, you know, marketable I'm not, you know, and that kind of was hurting my career because, you know, a lot of people was looking at me and said, oh yeah, they said he's not marketable. Or they said he's not, you know, don't have a personality, things like that, because I didn't want to do things their way. I didn't want to put on a show. I didn't want to disrespect my opponents when they wasn't disrespecting me.
Right.
I wasn't, you know, I'm not a guy that, you know, wear jewelry for no reason. You know, just the things that I didn't want to do that they wanted me to do. You know, they go out there and say, oh, well, they lost money on me. You know, it's just crazy though to see me headline, you know, not one of the largest attending fight in American history. In American history.
We also can't overlook what this fight means for Canelo Alvarez. This was supposed to be his moment. The fight that reminded everyone why he was the face of boxing. He was a naturally bigger, stronger man, the dominant force at 168 pounds, and the favorite in nearly every prediction. Crawford, in contrast, was a smaller fighter daring to chase greatness. Most fans and analysts believed that daring would end in defeat, but instead it was Canelo who looked out of rhythm, out of ideas, and, at times, out of gas.
Nah, like, I wanted Crawford to win.
Yeah.
That's who I wanted to win. So
Yeah.
everything is all good. Las Vegas, we do the same thing every time, you know what I'm saying?
How impressed were you by Terence last night?
I was very impressed. The combos, I loved it. You did what I'm saying? That bop, bop, bop. I said, hold on. Then he went back, bop, bop. I said, okay, it's real. You feel me? Yeah, man.
What you want to see next?
Next, I want to see
1 second, bro. You see him?
Soldier Boy in the boxing ring.
Who do you think Terence should fight next up? Do you think he's greater than Floyd, in your opinion?
Have a good one, boss.
I think that everybody got their own name, everybody got their own shine.
Yeah.
Much love.
Thank you, bro.
Max Kellerman captured the essence of it better than anyone. He admitted that Floyd Mayweather's resume is stacked with more recognizable names, but he argued that Terence Crawford's willingness to face anyone, anywhere, at any time gives him an edge in the legacy debate. According to Kellerman, special people can do these kinds of things. And that's exactly what Crawford proved. He's not just great, he's special. What we witnessed wasn't just another win, or even a major upset. It was a career-defining, history-shaping performance that changes how boxing fans talk about greatness. Think about it. At 38 years old, Crawford just outboxed the face of boxing, 2 full weight classes above his natural frame. He became undisputed for the 3rd time, something no fighter in history had ever achieved. That's not just skill, that's legacy being built in real time.
Because if he loses against Crawford, what people gonna say? He lost to a smaller guy. Where that's gonna put him amongst all the Mexican, greats? Where's that gonna put him? Oh, he lost to a smaller guy in Crawford. You know what I'm saying? Most skillful guy on the planet. They don't look good, right? So I think this fight is harder on his career than a Benavidez loss. Way harder. Way more to lose. Way more to lose, bro.
Then came Max Kellerman's powerful take. His first words after the fight that sparked a firestorm across the boxing community. In his view, Crawford may now have an even stronger legacy than Floyd Mayweather. Not because of the record alone, but because of how he earned it. Bud fought everyone in every era at any weight. Never waiting for the perfect time. Never shying away from risk.
You ready?
Canelo, choose one, please.
Guys, we gotta go. We don't.
Can you elaborate on why Crawford is better than Mayweather? It's just a little bit of detail.
Oh, he can switch. He's very smart guy.
Uh-huh.
He's better.